Hello, my name is Pavel, welcome back to my channel. It's that time of year where we buy presents for people that we hopefully love. And today I'm going to help you find some gifts for a person that loves movies. For every single gift, I'm going to try include affordable alternatives or more like expensive alternatives, just so that you have a choice between gifts. I'm going to give you one present, then maybe something more expensive, something a little bit more cheap, just something along those lines. And when it comes to price, I'm going to be guessing because I don't know the price of every single item, and I'm going to be talking in pounds and euros, so hopefully that is okay. I'm going to shut up because I have a big list of presents that I want to recommend to you. I think some of these presents are really cool and original, and some of them are kind of like janky gifts, some not very original things. I think it just depends on your relationship with the person. If you're super close with them, then you'll know what gifts are for the people that you're super close with. Or maybe it's just like a colleague at work that kind of likes movies and you're like, hey, maybe I can recommend him like a poster like this or a vinyl, not a Whitney Houston vinyl, that's there, just a vinyl. Anyway, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna shut up and let's get talking about gifts. I have loads of things beside me, like examples that I have, but some I don't actually physically own because these are presents that I would actually like as a person who really loves movies. Shut up, Pavel, let's talk about gifts. So the first thing I want to talk about are specifically scripts for movies. This is the script for French Dispatch. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. Here is a very beautiful copy of a movie that I really love, and it's just a script. Have I ever read it? No. Will I ever read it? Maybe. And I think this is a great gift because if somebody really loves a movie, you can get them a beautiful script. There are scripts, I think there's like €10 or £10 on Amazon. I bought this for myself because I was like, damn, I really love this movie. I really want to read it because there's just some things I didn't entirely understand and I just wanted to read it. But what? Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. I'm dropping everything. So what is the alternative version to this? Well, instead of buying a hard like thing, or maybe you can't find a script for a movie that you really love or the person you're buying a gift for really loves, you just can't find the script. So what do? You can print it out yourself. I've always thought that's a very cute thing you can do. Print out a script, write a little note at the top, and it's for them. And yeah, it's a little bit cheap, but who cares? The thought is there. You've printed them out a script of a movie that they're really going to love or already love, and they can flick through it. And especially if they're into like filmmaking or really want to know more about the movie, there's like notes, cues, etc. in the script, or like little bits of dialogue that they never picked up on. So that's why I think a script, oh, it's getting bright, this is going to be painful. So that's why I think a script is definitely a cool present to get for somebody that loves movies. Next, if they like movies, they're more than likely going to be into a little bit of photography or videography or filmmaking. And that's why I think specifically we have little cheap cameras that you can buy, not like a digital camera, but just like little trinkety cameras that you can find in charity shops for like, I think this was €5. Have I ever used this? No, I haven't, but it's beautiful. It looks vintage and it just kind of adds to the aesthetic of the house, but also not just those cameras, you can buy film cameras. And what makes a film camera a great present? Well, I will tell you. Number one, film cameras themselves are quite affordable. I have a lot of film cameras. They were all between 10 and €15 or pounds. And one, oh my gosh, this is a hectic video. This is a beautiful little camera, and the camera itself is very affordable, but what gets quite expensive is the film. The film and the developing of film is what matters the most, because the camera itself, whenever it comes to film photography, personally, doesn't really matter too much because you could have so many cameras, and I have more cameras here. Like I have this Polaroid camera. This camera was very affordable. It was €12, £12. Beautiful, looks great on the shelf. It's aesthetic. It's also really fun to use because you just get that kind of like the film look. But what is expensive about this is the actual film, the developing of the film. This at times costs more than the actual camera itself, and that's where it gets expensive. And I think again, it depends on who the person is. If it's somebody you really love, yeah, you can buy them a few rolls of film. But if it's somebody you kind of know and you're like, I don't really know what to buy them, get them a film camera. They're very cheap, and then you don't really have to stress about like the film. Maybe you can get them one roll, but you don't really have to stress about the developing and blah blah blah, because that's where it gets quite expensive. Also, forgot to mention, I'm in an Audi. This is a present I got. I really love it. So you can get somebody one of these that they can watch movies in, because that's what I do. So a film camera or a cheap camera that just looks cool on the shelf. Again, this is where you can really tailor to the person, because you'll be able to have a budget, and more than likely you'll be able to just work around your budget. This was €5. I love this camera. I've gotten so much use out of this camera. I have so many cameras. And then if you want to be crazy and go like crazy budget, this is for somebody you love, like a partner, or like for a really big gift, you can get them a DSLR camera or something along those lines. But I'm not really going to get into that because these are just more affordable alternatives, and I can't really imagine that every single person watching here is going to be like, hey, I'm going to be able to afford a €600 camera or a €1,000 camera. It does not matter. On to the next thing, posters. What do I mean about posters, and how do we make posters alternative and affordable? So the first thing I want to show you is this. This is like a little plank. It's like a Hogwarts plank. This was a couple of euro from an online store. It looks really cool. It's an original design and it's fun. Then, how else can you make posters of movies that they love affordable? If you see up there, I have 3 posters. I got those when I was 16 from Wish at €1 each, and I got really cheap frames for €2, and I've hung them up. Is it great to support these websites? Absolutely not, but you can make it even more affordable. You can make this free, because if you go into a cinema and you ask for any poster that they might have of a movie that's currently on or has just finished its showing, they will more than likely give you a free poster. For example, I got this Kinds of Kindness poster for free because the cinema was like, hey, we have a load of posters. I don't know what to do with them, take it. So I took this poster and I'm going to frame it, and this would be an incredible gift for somebody who loves movies, especially if something is on in the cinema right now, which there are incredible movies in the cinema right now. You can get like a framed poster of Anora that's going to be extremely affordable. That is so cool, especially for somebody who loves movies. But also, how can you make this even more expensive? Like, how do you make it? You don't want to come across as really cheap. How do you make this cooler? Well, you can commission someone or get an actual artist that paints posters or alternative scenes or just various things from a movie. They usually sell prints, usually framed. They're usually like 20, 30 euro. They are usually so cool. But here is the most affordable. Look at this poster. Let me show it to you. It's sick. Oh my gosh. It's upside down. I'm sorry, you probably couldn't see that, but basically the 3 variants are you can get something online from like AliExpress or Temu. I don't really support those websites, but if you're on a tight budget and you want to order from there, that's what you can do. You can order something like this from like Temu or Wish as well. Or, as I said, there's also a cooler alternative. If they like a director, or maybe like an older director, you can get like a cool framed photo of them. On the surface, it sounds a bit weird. It's like, hey, why are you getting a framed photo of somebody you don't really know? But I got this framed print of Sylvia Plath. I know she's not a director, but it's something I treasure and value and appreciate, and it's just like a nice little gift to get, which is also very affordable. I know I'm not giving you like specific prices or whatnot, but I feel like you can just do a little bit of research, and I've given you that little bit of inspiration. Next, I don't have this poster, but I've made videos with this before. It's a scratch-off movie poster that has 100 movies that maybe they have never watched. It's like the classics, 100 classics that they need to watch. Maybe it's for somebody that's not like really into movies, that's not like a crazy cinephile or whatever. And you can get one of these posters. I'll put it up on the screen. Very affordable. You scratch them off, you stick them to your wall, and it gives you like the sense of accomplishment. Hey, I've watched like this classic movie. I've watched all 50 or all 100. It's really cool. It's a really cool idea, and I think this is like a really great gift for somebody that maybe you work with and you know that they're into movies, and you're like, oh, maybe they've not watched like all the classics. So you get them this poster, they scratch off movies that they watch, and also it helps with the whole watch list thing. You know, you get up and you're like, oh, I don't know what to watch, but you just stand up, you go over to the poster and you're like, okay, I haven't watched Rosemary's Baby, I'm gonna watch it. Then you watch it and then you scratch off, and it looks really, really cool. But also onto books. Once again, you can get a book by Binging with Babish. I think his name is Andre Ree. I don't actually know what his name is, but it is a recipe book based on things from movies, which I think is extremely cool. It is a recipe book based on movies. Like, imagine how many movies you watched where they make something, like in Ratatouille, or in, I was going to say Shrek, but I feel like Shrek is a stupid example, where they've made something and you're like, oh, I would love how to make that. Somebody has actually made a book about that. So that is a great gift. I don't think it's too expensive. I think it's like 15 or 20 euro, and it's been out for quite a while, so it's relatively affordable. And also, I do not gatekeep buying second-hand stuff, because if you can't afford something, there are things that are sold on like Depop or Vinted or eBay that are affordable alternatives, and sometimes people sell things new, used once, and again, it depends on your relationship, but if you know someone that does not care that this item has been used before, maybe like a DVD or like a poster or something, that's okay. You can make these things even more affordable by using secondhand websites, which I've done before, especially with books, DVDs, games for like PlayStation, etc., etc. It's an affordable way, and it's also a sustainable way, so I highly encourage you to do that. But next, we have books about movies, specifically theoretical books, or maybe books by directors. I know a lot of directors like Tarantino, blah blah blah, have written their own books, or you can get a book like this, which is Film: A Critical Introduction, which I studied, but it just has a bit of everything about film, about editing, sound, lighting. It gives you an insight into film from a new lens, from looking at theorists and using critical theory to critique movies and looking at movies through a crazy new lens. But maybe this person you are giving a gift for just really loves editing. Get them a book about editing. Maybe they're like not too crazy into the theory side of it, but they really love Wes Anderson. Get them a book like this. Look at this. This is so cool. It's just art inspired by Wes Anderson, which is so beautiful. And that brings me on to another, where is the stupid book? Oh yes, here, where we can blend movies and real life and photography that I've mentioned with accidentally Wes Anderson. You've probably heard of this, but it's photography in real life that is inspired by Wes Anderson and the things he does in his movies, which is beautiful because you have things that are extremely symmetrical, extremely colorful. And also what makes this beautiful is that you can use one of your previous gifts, like a film camera, and take your accidentally Wes Anderson photos, submit them. It's a great cycle, but I think this is a great gift for somebody who just really loves movies, but also has an interest in creative things in real life, and they want to take photos that look like Wes Anderson, and it's great inspiration. It also shows you beautiful buildings and beautiful things in cities that you would have never watched, and I guess somebody who loves movies would appreciate this a lot, especially somebody who loves Wes Anderson. So I highly recommend a book like Accidentally Wes Anderson. Many books. Books are great because so many perspectives, so many new ways to look at a movie. I remember reading things in that critical introduction book, and that made me appreciate movies in so many different ways. I remember being like, holy shit, I did not even realize you could look at a movie in this certain way, and it opened my eyes to so many things. And it's kind of like the video essays you watch about movies, but in a written book. So that's great. So I highly recommend that. Next we have, I don't have it with me, but I do have, let's pretend this is it, a mini projector. It's kind of like a gimmicky thing, but it's something you can get online for like €20, and you set it up in your room, you point it towards a wall, and it projects something you want. You can connect it to your laptop, and I have watched episodes of The Office, movies, various TV shows on a projector, and I think this is good for somebody like a loved one or like a partner, because you can just lay in bed. Like, imagine how cool this is. You have like a mini projector showing on the wall a TV show that you like that's connected to your laptop, and you're in bed, and it just feels cool. Is the quality great on a €20 one, £20 one? Probably not, but if you have the budget, you can get an even better projector, and that is a gift idea that I think is so cool, and it's just, again, another different way to view movies, to watch movies in a different way, which is really fun. Especially, I think it's good to watch something that you've watched before, because realistically, on a cheap projector, you're not going to see like the nitty-gritty details, all the tiny little information. Get a mini projector, they're cool, they're romantic. Do it. Then, Legos based on movies. Feel like I don't have much to say. We have like some Harry Potter Lego somewhere here. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. But Lego. I literally just bought a present of a Fast and Furious Lego. Wait, let me go get it for you because it is so cool. Look at this. It is Paul Walker's car from like the Too Fast, Too Furious movie. Yeah, I just got this for my partner's brother, and I think he's gonna like it. It's so cool. It was very cheap. It was like £15, and it just looks cool, and it's fun to build, and it's an interactive thing. So I definitely think Legos are a good shout. Next, a movie tracking journal. I know Letterboxd is great, where we digitally track things, but I don't think Letterboxd is the best for our brains. So I think a movie tracking journal is great because you can write your thoughts, a few lines, rate it, and you can physically engage with the movie because you're writing. It's fun. It's just a fun way to watch movies and track them physically, but at the same time, you can get a subscription to Letterboxd what is it called? Premium Pro. Yep, it's called Letterboxd Pro. You can get them that. It gets you more features like removing ads, adding profile stats, activity, service filters, favorite streaming services, and more. I'm not getting it because Letterboxd is not good for my brain. But if you know somebody that uses Letterboxd a lot, you can do that. But subscription services are also great because you can get somebody a subscription service to Mubi, to the Criterion Collection. And what's great there is you can set it up for a couple of months, for 3 months, for a year. It just depends on how much money you have and what your budget's like. So I think subscription services is definitely great. Because why not? You can expose them to a whole world of movies that they don't have to pay for. And when somebody pays for something for you, it's a good feeling. So definitely do that. Then there are card games. Things like, oh my gosh, I have so much shit here. Holy God. Yes, just like card games. Like board card games about movies, like a trivia thing. There's also a game called Cinephile. It's a card game. It's trivia questions. It looks aesthetic. It's fun, and it's like a tenner. Why not? This isn't going to load, but this was €1, and it's literally just a TV and film quiz that you can do with your family and friends in a group setting. That's just great. Because why not? But also another gimmicky thing that I would like to recommend. I know it's gimmicky, but again, I don't know your audience. You can get them a customized popcorn bowl. We have one. My partner has one. She loves it. It's self-explanatory. So if they like popcorn and they would appreciate a customized popcorn bowl, do that. And it's probably not that expensive, probably like a tenner. I also think just something I have not mentioned is movie clothes. Clothes with movies. I'm looking up there because I have something really cool that I need to show you. But things like this, look, this was free. I got this for free, but I think usually it's like €20. Look at this. That is extremely cool, and it's also not directly from like, it's not official merch, which is cool because you're supporting artists and with various ideas that they have about movies and how they put them on a t-shirt and decorate them. But also I won this. Usually these are quite expensive. They're from SCRT Skirt. I don't really know. It's a Kinds of Kindness t-shirt that I'm going to show you in a second. It is beautiful. The material is great. And if you have somebody in your life that you don't mind spending a little bit of money on, they will appreciate a really cool t-shirt with really great graphic. Just beautiful. Clothes are just like a no-brainer. Get them a cool t-shirt about a movie. Get them online like this, or go on SCRT and look at this. Look at this. So cool, but also look at this. I got this as a present and I value it so much that I haven't even worn them all. It is a set of socks inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's movies. Oh my gosh, it's not going to load. Stop focusing on my face. Focus on him. Look at this. I have 2 socks pairs I've worn, but I've not worn one of them. It also comes one with a pin, Hitchcock pin. Oh, I've only worn one. The birds. Oh my God, look at that. That is incredible. That is so cool. I don't even know if that focused. And then we have one inspired by Vertigo. This is from Jimmy Lyon, and it was the Alfred Hitchcock collection. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't think it's going to focus. Beautiful. You get the general gist. Attire, clothes. There are so many cool ideas that you can get online. So many companies that sell movie t-shirts, their own takes on movies t-shirts. There's such a beautiful world of merchandise, but not official merchandise, like fan-made stuff. Just absolutely great. But also, I think a really cool idea is, tickets. You come out of a cinema and you have this ticket and you're like, I don't really know what to do with it. What I do is I put it in my drawer. You know what? It's a good idea. If you got them a photo album, listen to me, and then they can store their ticket stubs or tickets in there, and then they can flick through them in a couple of years and be like, oh yeah, remember that time we watched Godzilla? Because if you don't track these things, as I said, Letterboxd, not good for my brain. But if you track them physically and keep these things, you can reminisce on them. Like, I love keeping concert tickets and movie tickets, but I don't really have anywhere to put them. So I think putting them into a little photo album, an empty photo album that they can populate themselves and make it into kind of like a scrapbook, I think that idea is absolutely great. And with that, I think that's kind of like all my ideas. Oh, another thing, if they like directors, check out, maybe they have ventured into different mediums. For example, Martin McDonagh, he is an incredible director, but he also writes plays. These are some of the best plays that I have read in my life. Look at different works that directors have put out and buy them. Books, maybe a bit of art, anything. These, oh my gosh, like incredible in so many ways. I can't express how much I love these books. Oh my gosh, like, wow. Okay, my camera has decided to die, but I feel like that's good timing because I've shown you so many things. My floor is so messy. I don't even know if I've stated so many obvious things. Get people some DVDs. DVDs are great. These are basic DVDs that cost literally nothing. Sometimes charity shops literally give them out for free that are still new, but you can get them. This is where the budget thing comes in. Like if you only have a few euro, yeah, get them a few DVDs that they like, but you can get special versions of DVDs. You can get the Criterion Collection, which has a beautiful cover, has extras, things that they would appreciate as a person who watches movies, because usually if people don't really care about movies, they're not really going to care, oh, that cover is super great, and they're not really going to appreciate that you've spent quite a lot of money on a cool cover or like a hardback or steelback or whatever that has bonus features. But a person who loves movies will appreciate that. But also, I know I have this Whitney Houston vinyl, but getting a vinyl or cassette of their favorite music soundtrack or score, beautiful, romantic, great gift. Get them that. Like imagine if this was like a La La Land soundtrack or something. That's class. I still love Whitney Houston, but you know, yeah. But as I said, there are also many gifts that you can get them that are quite expensive that I'm not really going to dive into because I kind of wanted to make this relatively affordable. So, but if you're crazy, if you have so much money and you just want to spend and treat somebody, you can get them a really good sound bar or book them into like a workshop where they focus on maybe editing or filming or learning more about cameras. A lot of kind of like schools or media schools like do classes like this that maybe last a few days or even a day where they just solely focus on editing or maybe filming or understanding film cameras or digital cameras or something along those lines. And finally, if you have some crazy money and you think that this person would appreciate it, get them something signed. Some people really care about this. I personally don't, but you could be like, hey, I got this signed by blah, blah, blah. And they're going to be like, no way. The person I love touched this and signed it. Incredible. Thank you. So yeah, they might appreciate that. It's cool. It's cool you can get them, but sorry that this video has been extremely hectic. I have a lot to say, and if you can't tell by my crazy hair, I wasn't even planning on filming. I just got out the shower and I was like, I need to film. I'm gonna film, and I filmed. So that's why this video is manic in every single way. But I appreciate you watching if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And let me know what presents you buy, because I'm very curious. I want to know what you've bought and what have I missed. Let me know what I've missed. What are some great gifts? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.